Recording right. Once again, thank you. Our vision is to impact one person at a time. And at the end of the day, through technology, empowering our folks, mostly in diaspora, to maximize themselves, their earning potential, their inner person, and to provide excellence in everything we do. So that's our vision, really. How do we intend to do it? I had a vision last year to empower 1,000 Africans through mentorship, cyber leadership, every area to call out that greatness in us. Why is it important? Historically, Africans, minorities, we come to diaspora, we do great. We are fantastic with our spouses, children, and we do well. But here's the challenge. As individuals, we are very successful. Collectively, we've not lived up to the true creed of our potential. So as individual, yes, I'm successful with my family, with my inner caucus, and that's it. That is not sustainable from a legacy point of view. Our children, our children's children cannot be impacted if that is the limit of our vision. So it's very important, it's very essential we maximize ourselves. And nothing is an accident. It's not just going to happen on its own. We have to design it. Whatever future we intend to potentially have must be designed. Nobody's going to design how African professionals grow, make impact in diaspora. We have to design it ourselves. It's going to be our vision, our collective vision, interest to push for Africans to collectively uplift ourselves. And I challenge you also, one of the common things I've seen also is it's so easy to say, well, people are doing this. Don't paint your baby ugly, all right? If other people are painting you ugly, never fall for the trap to also do the same thing, all right? Challenge each other, maximize ourselves, one person at a time, uplift one person. I'm uplifting one person, pick somebody else up and uplift them. A lot of us have been doing that. I'm challenging you, keep doing that. That is excellent. And think legacy also. We are not thinking of just now, we're thinking of the next generation. Our Asian brothers are doing this. Our Caucasian brothers are doing this. So I'm challenging we Africans to do it also. We have no choice collectively by design than to uplift ourselves. That's it. As simple as that. There's no angle beside that. Also, I challenge everybody on this call. We are not here to just train followers. No. Everybody's a leader on this call. And I'm challenging you to call out that leadership in you. Everybody on this call is a leader. It's time. This is your time. And that's why I said it's time. I'm calling the leadership in everybody out. Be very intentional about it. And here's my take. For most of us, we already live our life in diaspora. We go to Walmart, Sam's Club, Target, restaurants, church camp, churches, sometimes in the highway. We meet our Caucasian brothers, Asian brothers, and we relate normally. Suddenly somebody wears a tie and suit and they're in corporate setting, we shrink. So we're going to start tonight by saying, no room for shrinking. Let's type. We are very interactive in our program. It's a short one. We're out of here in a bit. Can we type real quick? No room for shrinking. Let's type real quick. Type it. All right. That's my first challenge. Nobody's going to shrink. No room for shrinking. So I'm challenging everybody on this call before we go on. Going forward, we're not going to shrink. Okay. It's the same people you meet in Walmart, the same people you meet in Sam's Club, the same people you meet on the highway. It's not acceptable for us to shrink when you're in corporate environment. They're just normal human beings like you. Many times I tell you, I bet to even say, many times we are even more intelligent than a lot of people So I'm challenging everybody on this call. There is zero room to shrink. Don't shrink for anyone. It's not cool. It's not acceptable. We're not going to take it. So we as collectively, we're going to say, we're not going to shrink for anybody. Most people are just like you and I. We just want to do our job and go home. So I'm challenging everybody. Our program is designed not just for technical training and knowledge. The goal for me personally is our folks must be in leadership. The way we can have meaningful long-term impact is we want our folks to be in leadership. It's cool. It's okay. And if it's not now, when? Time is not going. We are going. All right. Most of you on this call are definitely over 25, over 30, over 40, close to 50. If you don't do it now, when? So I'm challenging you. This is our time. Let's go for it. I challenge you also, invite someone, share with them the vision, lift somebody else up. All right. Let's get into why we're here. That's so important and vital to our program. And you see a lot of that because what you're doing is going to be leadership, to be honest. And that's why it's important. I'm not just technically teaching you. I'm going to be a mentor. It's going to be a ride and a journey. I'll challenge your thinking a lot. I'll demand you to be a leader. And we're not going to shrink for any human being, okay? They're just people like you and I. All right. In the program, we're going to get into some things in the class, understanding fundamentals of cybersecurity. It's very important because we are cyber GRC folks. So it's important to know some of the basic knowledge of cybersecurity, okay? We talk about protecting business and critical systems. Think about it. Anytime people hear cyber, everybody's scared and thinking, oh, it's going to be some technical things. We're going to write programming, coding. If you're in this quick session, let me make your mind a little bit relaxed. You would not be doing any of that. Just a quick comment. My brother on iPhone, if you don't mind, can you make your video cover it so we can have shirts on, if you don't mind? Thank you, sir. Thank you, sir. All right. So it's important because the first question we ask ourselves is, what are critical systems? What are business systems? Think about it. At the end of the day, every one of us, we need to protect certain information. I can tell you today, outside of most business cooperation, their next concern is always cyber threat. I mean, even government, at government level, I can tell you for sure. Outside of day-to-day running of business for government, the next thing is going to be, okay, we have to think about how do we ensure cybersecurity threat is protected? Because think about it, everybody. Gone are the days we are thinking of spending a lot to attack any organization. You don't need to spend a lot. Again, there are so many bad sites out there. Dark web is the popular one. And guess what? People can go there and as low as $30, they can buy softwares that can actually attack your system, install malware to your network. Very cheap. So now there are so many rogue actors that the cost of attacking you is so cheap. The risk to you is so large. So it means these guys only need to be right 1% of the time. You need to be right 99% of the time. That is some scary stuff, folks. So this is going to be some things we'll talk about also and identify, talk through what are business critical system, what are critical mission system. Those are things you have to brainstorm as an organization to determine what is essential to your business, right? What is cybersecurity? Most times, let's keep it simple. Every organization would implement certain security controls to ensure malicious actors would not come from external to attack the environment. Very important. Now, somebody will tell me on this call, I'm not an IT person. I bet to disagree. Maybe like 10 years ago, I would agree. Nowadays, guess what? If I come to your house, you know the first thing I would ask for, can you give me your network ID, right? And you're telling me you're not IT. Most of you are using your phone to control your ring at home. You're using your phone to stop your TV, to monitor your children's activity. If you log on to your bank account, it will send you a PIN, multi-factor authentication. Is the same security control you use that the biggest organization in the world also use. The only thing I would just happen to do is to just call your attention to what you've been doing already. That's all I'm doing. You know, I'm not doing anything fancy. I'm just going to call your attention to some of those basic things you are already doing. All right. In the world of cybersecurity, there are some very big items I would like to. Can we all type CIA together real quick? Let's just type CIA. Let me make everybody feel cool tonight. CIA. Can we all type it? Everybody, thank you. Excellent, excellent. Let me tell you what that CIA means. If you're in a conversation, they're talking cybersecurity, and you come out and say to them, all right, in our organization, we like to consider confidentiality, integrity, and availability. Ladies and gentlemen, I bet to tell you, you will sound so smart, okay? Because those are the core areas that we consider in cybersecurity mostly. We'll talk about confidentiality, meaning are we keeping the information private and secure? If you're working in government, it's a big deal. Department of Defense, in different organizations that are government contractors, confidentiality is a big deal. Top secret, security clearance, those are huge deal for government. Integrity, if you're working for bank, they're saying data should not be modified, deleted, or added. That's a huge deal, right? In the banking sector. Availability, if you're working for a manufacturing company, making chips, guess what? People in the plant, they don't care about confidentiality and integrity because really they're not storing data in the plant. Guess what they care about? Availability. Is my plant working? If I'm a Tesla infrastructure or any of these EV plant that use robotic and automation, they don't care about all these things. They just want to make sure the production line is not obstructed and there's no malicious actor. Now, don't forget, right? Recently, manufacturing has been a big target. We call it OT, Operation Technology. I have the privilege of being the head of Operation Technology for an organization. And for us, it's the biggest priority for my organization, right? Anything Operation Technology within my group is our focus. I'm making sure the plants and all the PLC, all the key servers within those plants and network are constantly monitored in real time, right? Because if you guys are familiar with colonial pipeline or what happened in Iran in the Nasruddin um, nuclear reactor, those are things that they were plants, manufacturing centers. Now, don't forget everybody. Critical infrastructure in the US will be like your power grid, right? Think about the nuclear stations or solar winds. If there is an obstruction in our grid system, guess what happens? There will be no internet, there will be no light. It will be a disaster for every one of us, right? So for manufacturing plants, they are focused on availability. So those key things, CIA, if you know it in your mind, excellent. It makes you feel and sound very smart in any setting, okay? Cybersecurity rules, common question. People ask me, all right, this cybersecurity thing, I have so much going on. What the heck? Where do I fit in? Hey, Kate, welcome. You know, where do I fit in? So many things here and there. So you find I mean, and the biggest challenge I've seen is people are scared because they are thinking in their mind, where do I fit? You know, the best strategy is start somewhere. If people ask me and say, I can, there's so much, where do I always tell them, you don't even need to come to my program, start anyway. Because I know when you get into it, you start understanding the different areas in cyber. It's like somebody asking me, where do I go into IT? IT is a monster. You just have to start somewhere. But the beauty of it, let me tell you, ladies and gentlemen, is the more you know, the more relevant you are. Um, I'm a voracious learner. I love to learn. That's my lifestyle. If I don't learn in any environment, I'm out of there. It's not, I can't live there. It's not possible. So everybody's incentive is different. Some people is just strictly money, and that's okay. I want both. I want to enjoy what I do, learn a lot, then make money too. So get into cybersecurity. Anywhere you start is a good start. I'm not going to tell you this where you start. Anywhere you see an opportunity, learn it. Let the brain do its magic. The brain is a complex, amazing organ that God has put together for humanity. Just let it do its thing. Don't limit it. It's only our mind that limits what the brain can do. So if somebody says, well, I've always done healthcare, tech, OMEL, it doesn't matter. The key thing is interest. Are you willing to put the time, the sacrifice, the patience? And in a bit, we'll get to our question and answer. So these are some areas: data loss prevention, forensic for people that are investigating when there's a breach. GRC, this is where we are. Incident response, if there's an incident, a breach, these are the guys that analyze how we respond. Network security, monitoring the network. Security architecture, they design the way every security will be within your infrastructure. Threat intelligence, they are monitoring your enterprise. If there are threats coming up, they analyze those threats and see if it's applicable to us. Vulnerability management, if there are certain vulnerabilities that are known to everybody. For those of us on the call that are in IT already, there's something called Log4j. There's so many of those that are mainstream that people know about. So this vulnerability has tracked in a database called CFSS. People can check and see if the environment has patched or fixed those vulnerabilities. Application security for all your web application, mobile application, whatever application you're using, these guys are the ones that monitor it constantly. So these are some cybersecurity roles. But the key thing, if you ask me, they all merge together. And today I was having calls with two people. Amazing, amazing day. Two of them. First person is the global GRC privacy person in Chevron. He and I were connecting. Another person was is very, very knowledgeable, and she's like a top dog global program manager in privacy with Amazon. So these are huge, huge organizations, and it's the same thing. Our issues are very common, to be honest. Some of the things you learn in this program, you get into data security, some cool stuff, and everything this lady and guy are doing is just what we are already gonna get into and learn and grow. As a matter of fact, they will be guest speakers in the program to kind of build our network and enjoy it. What is GRC? Let's keep it simple. Governance, risk, and compliance. These are just high level of some of the breakdown. Within the governance, and I'll talk about that in a bit, you'll see what the risk involved is, what is compliance, and every environment is different. That one I'll tell you. Of course, the nuances are very similar. What you will be assured of is by the time you're done with the program, a lot of these things you would have an idea of it. Your environment will be slightly different. I'm honored to have one of my our mentors on the call, or two of them. There's Kate, there's Stewart. They will talk to you guys after I'm done. They're amazing. They are in the field too. They took our program. They will give you guys some real life experience. And Kate is my mentor now because she has so much wealth of knowledge. So likewise Stewart. So I mean, but it's joy. It's all love and joy, really. And they will get to speak in a bit. All right, let's talk about governance. Governance mostly influence the culture of your organization. What is the culture like? How the leadership really understand what is going on with your day-to-day activity. And let me tell you, even at the board level, now at the board level, we expect someone in the board. Actually, when I do assessment and I speak to the general counsel, I need to speak. If I speak to the CISO, most times I will ask, within the board, do we have knowledgeable people in cyber? Right now, there is even a regulation that is about to be passed that will mandate somebody on the board to be very knowledgeable about cyber. But the truth is that right now, most boards are very knowledgeable about cyber because outside of their core business operation, they would always ask the CISO, because the CISO will give the brief maybe once a month or quarterly to the board. And the question they will ask is, what are our threats? What should we be worried about? So you as a CISO must be ready to tell your board where they stand in terms of cyber threats. It's not a function of if you'll be attacked, it's a function of when. All of us will be attacked. There's no shortcut, I mean, it's the reality. The world has gone crazy right now. Anybody can. I love that weekly trade brief. Yes, thank you, Kate. Excellent. Thank you. Thank you. Yep, Kate is giving me honest there. So there's a weekly trade brief to kind of, the board will tell you, yes, these are the things, or you tell the board, these are the current threats you see. And that means you have to be very knowledgeable, read industry trends, understand what's been going on. Very, very important also. Of course, risk, there's no way you can totally eliminate risk, right? We can mitigate risk, we can minimize the impact, you can't eliminate it. But at the minimum, make sure you're constantly very proactive to reduce the risk within your organization. Compliance, there are some things you cannot get away with, right? Because sometimes there's just no shortcut around it. You can't run from it. For example, if you are in the healthcare, you have to comply with HIPAA. If you are publicly traded, you have to comply with Sarbanes-Oxley, right? If your location is based in Europe, GDPR must come in. So those are the things you have to really also understand and be able to make recommendation or advise organizations at any point in time. The topic we'll cover in this program, introduction to cyber, the first class will be mostly around this. We get into developing policies and procedure. We get into mapping framework like NIST, ISO 27000, risk management, third-party risk management, data security assessment. All of these are massive. They are areas you can actually build an empire. And we'll give you solid documentation, enablers to make you function well and be very efficient in the process. Just be ready to write the next 2 months of your life, put the time, put the work, and have fun doing it. All right. Some incidents in cyber, I'll just talk briefly a little bit about them. I'll talk about one. This happened in 2021. There was a data theft. So this is massive because within 2-day period, certain servers could not work within organization. Imagine Amazon.com system not working for two hours. Can you imagine how much they would have lost? Just 2 hours. That is crazy stuff. You don't want to imagine it on their behalf. That is going to be insane, guys. 2 hours. We're not even saying 1 day. 2 hours is enough to kind of mess them up. So those are things we have to think about. I told you about the colonial pipeline. Anything manufacturing, if a ransomware is installed, then you're in trouble because now somebody is asking for Bitcoin. And within the US structure, for example, there's no law making you not to negotiate with people that owed your business to ransom. Many times, believe it or not, even government sometimes wink at the back door because if it's sensitive enough and somebody has your information that can cause problem and your company decide and say, wait a minute, it's better we just pay them 20 Bitcoin versus losing $100 million in just 2-3 days. So they make those business decisions. They have their legal team that will go figure out how to negotiate with the ransomware folks. So this is happening every day, believe it or not. People are constantly dealing with ransomware. It's a big embarrassment to many organizations, but this is real stuff, guys. We're going to talk about vulnerability, risk, and threat. Vulnerability is just a weakness that can be exploited. Risk, possibility of something bad happening. Threat, an entry or actor that may exploit a vulnerability. So any threat is just any entry or actor that may exploit a vulnerability. So these are some other framework. Generally, these are some regulations that are common out there. We have GDPR, EPA, PCI. GDPR, if you're in Europe, it's applicable to you. EPA for healthcare, PCI for payment card industry. If you are processing certain amount of credit card, then it applies to your organization at that point in time. Business continuity. If you remember, COVID changed the landscape for a lot of people. If you don't have a business continuity, you are as good as being in trouble already before you even start. So that's a big one for you, because at that point in time, if during COVID, we had to have business continuity plan, right? Most organizations that did not have a business continuity plan immediately were compromised. that was the disaster, because a lot of them could not react. Think about it. Suddenly, 90% of your workforce could not come to the office. That's very significant. That's not some small stuff. So if you don't have a resilience business continuity program, automatically it will really mess you up. So that is very significant, okay? So that's some very, very big deal. So this is just talking about business continuity should also be part of consideration as people develop their GRC program in total. Most of you must have heard of framework. These are just guidelines on how to build cybersecurity controls. So let's type it together, everybody. Can we just type NIST, N-I-S-T? So if somebody asks you, well, just tell them, well, I've reviewed NIST framework, or I've done assessment using NIST framework. Can we all type NIST real quick? I've done assessment using NIST framework. Let's go. Quickly type it, everybody. Type it, type it, type it, type it. Excellent, excellent, excellent. And honestly, it's one of the global framework out there. So if you say to anyone, I use NIST framework, you're going to be, you'll be taken serious. Let's put it that way. So it will give you credibility immediately, okay? Some frequently asked questions. This is the most popular part of our presentation. I'll jump into it right away and answer those questions. Then the last few minutes, I'll bring some of our mentors to talk about the program, their experience so far. Then everyone, if you have questions that I did not address in this frequently asked question, please feel free to ask those questions. So I'll be fast. Let's go. Is programming required? In simple terms, everybody? No. Now, if it is your choice to be a programmer in cyber, you want to build solutions, that's a different story. But in general, no programming is required. Now, if you are doing SOC analyst work, then maybe you need to write some script, but this is not a SOC class. So for this class, no programming is required. Okay, simple. Number two, do I need to be a US citizen to get into this? It depends. Most jobs would not require citizenship. However, you would agree if you're working with Department of Defense, FBI, or any government agency, you would need to be a US citizen. Most of the job we'll be looking for would not require that. There will be jobs that that are private, or they are, publicly traded, but they don't need US citizenship. However, it will need work authorization or green card, okay? All right, do you need to have IT background? The simple answer is no, you don't need to have IT background. However, and that's why my first program is going to be focused on basic of IT. Some of the classes are pre-recorded, some of them are recorded. Please do me a favor, make sure you watch every one of our pre-recordings, especially when we start this week. The first week is going to be to watch all of those classes for my non-IT folks. It will elevate you. The nice thing is I'm not here to teach you what is the computer, what is the mouse. Those are things all of us use, right? So it has made my life easy. The only thing I'll call your attention to are things you already know or you see, you've just not been thoughtful about it. Let me give an example. A lot of us, when you go to somebody's house, we have they have a network, you take their password to get into their network. You call the ISP service provider to come and install cable, AT&T. But what we don't think about is AT&T within your environment already installed fiber optics cables around your neighborhood. So they just came in to plug it and your internet is working. But you've forgotten they've installed cable many months before you got there. The cable is already there. They've passed the wire around your neighborhood already. Okay, except they're using Wi-Fi, signal, and that's for maybe military. But for most of the services you and I will be using, it's already available within your environment. So I'll call your attention to things like that and say, okay, this is what a router is used for. This is what a switch is used for. You're already using it. I'm just going to call your attention to those things. Okay, so not a big deal at all. Do you help with resume? Yes. So I would help. We give you draft resume. We expect you to complete it, of course. Put your information there. The nice thing is from day one, you start building resume. That's our strategy now. So if I take a topic, I expect you to put some line around that topic. If you did building policies and procedure, we expect you to start putting that information in your resume so that we're not going to wait till later before you build the resume. You start building immediately. Do I need to commit a lot of time to be successful? Yes, 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 yes. So the rule of thumb is simple, ladies and gentlemen. If you don't have the time, don't even waste your time to do this program. It will make no sense. Why? Because we want you to be successful. Put the time. What does that mean? For every day, I expect you to at least put 1 hour a day. That gives me 60 hours in 2 months outside of your class time. Put 1 hour of time, and that 1 hour can be maybe listening to a class, watching YouTube video on the topic, reading, and have fun doing it. All right, let's go. Let's see. What kind of computer for everyone on this call? Just find the cheapest computer you can use. If just make sure it's not a Chromebook. Don't spend too much on getting a computer. Just any computer is fine. If you have a computer already, Mac, Windows, yes, that's fine. Please don't rely on your phone alone for the class. It's important because, especially when I start giving my assignment, there are some things you need to, your phone cannot cut it. It might cut it for listening to classes and all that, but for the actual assignment, you need to have a laptop or a desktop to have the best experience, okay? Somebody's waiting in the lobby. I don't see anybody in the lobby. I think everybody's in. Okay. What job site do I use to apply? We have some sites out there. Indeed.com is a popular one, LinkedIn, and I'll let Kate and Siwa talk about that later. You guys can ask them. They can give us some insight. Do I need experience to begin my career? Do I need experience? So most times we just make everybody reflect experience of what they're doing right now to show it as what you're doing for GRC space. So that makes it easy. You don't have to think it. Most times, nobody will give you a chance if you don't tell them you've done it before. What is the cost? Somebody asked that question already. For this program is $750. Now, don't forget again, for SANS.org, if you guys can see my screen, SANS.org for a similar program is $3,500, and you have to do 3 of those programs at about $11,000. So take advantage of it, maximize it. Don't make that mistake that, oh, because it's not, a lot of you on this call, you've already done your research. You've paid, some of you have paid 3,500 for program, some have paid 10,000 for program. And honestly, you will not get half of the value of what you get here. So take advantage of it. Is there a payment plan? That's another question. Now, yes, we understand the need for people to pay twice, so that's fine. So in our program now, we've made a payment plan. Of course, it comes with some 3.2% installment fee. So the payment plan is there. You pay twice. Does this role require meeting? Kate will tell you about this. Yes, yes, yes. That's why we incorporate a lot of leadership. Your ability to be confident to talk to people. And I'm challenging everybody here on this call. Everybody's a leader. It's time to step up. There's no big deal. They are the same people you talk to in Walmart, in Sam's Club, in Target. They are the same human beings. So they wear a suit now, you shrink. We don't play that game. Nobody's shrinking for anybody. Our guys on this call are leaders, and that's it. I will expect nothing short of it. So you're a leader already and act like one. We'll call it out. No option. Is certification required? We will do a certification in this program, and the certification is a added module. So automatically, once you register for this particular program, I have a class that we will come up with the timing, but we put all the structure together, and you just it's a 4-hour program. Once you're done with the class, we have past questions that you just go take, keep taking them, and just go write the exam. We have 90% pass rate so far. So I think most of us will pass the exam. So by the time you're done with this program, potentially you could have possibly had your GRCP certification. Put the time and good things always happen. Do I stand a chance to pass it? I addressed that already. Yes, we do. The nice thing about this GRCP certification is you can take it as many times as possible. We don't want you to take it more than once, so you don't waste your time. But so put the time, read, and go take the exam. Class schedule, we begin this Saturday, 9 to 11:30 a.m., just Saturdays. And midweek, we do 1 hour, 8 to 9 p.m. on Wednesdays. This is just a touch point. I get to speak with people based on the assignments you had And if you have questions, we can tackle it together at that point. Now, this is another interesting one. We always have a team banner. For most of you, when you see my mentors here, Kate and Tiwa, Kate as us, you'll see the banner behind. I'll show you what they look like. Everybody in our program must use this banner. We have red team, blue team, green team, orange team, yellow team. Whatever team we assign you, that would be your core team. There will be your body system. There will be people you would share life with, experience with, have fun with, and learn a lot together with. Very important. It's a program is an experience. It's not just one of those classes you just come. No. Maximize it. Trust our process blindly for 2 months. After 2 months, pick up from there. But honestly, you can never remain mentally the same if you trust our process. It will change your thinking. It will make you start seeing possibility. It will make you know how much a leader you are already. And we just ask you, keep living it. Step up. That's it. I'll call you to step up. No option. Video required, like what we're doing right now. Yes, we want you to put on your video. In our program, it's part of the experience, because if you don't do it, Kate will give you guys some pointers shortly. You have no choice, because most organizations you work with, you're the leader, so you would be on video. And it's not a big deal. I know some people tell me, well, I can't, I want to do a job. I'm just on the ground. I'm just making money for myself. Remember when I started this program tonight, I said, our goal and our vision is to call our guys. I'm challenging us. It's not just about you again. It's about collective interest. Leadership is important. The way we can make meaningful impact is as leaders. Leadership make decisions. Leadership hire other African professionals. Leadership move opportunities to the continent of Africa. Leadership would mentor other Africans. Leadership would pave the way for our students, our children, to come into organization that was not there before. And I'm not doing anything new. The Indians are doing what I'm just saying right now. So do the same thing. We must do the same thing. Okay. Presentation, yes, I would expect you to do presentation. We will do presentation a lot. The same way I'm doing presentation here. Kate and I, this is our lifestyle, and it's fun, really. And just believe in yourself. We believe in you already. And you come out of this program in 2 months and say, wow, okay, that confidence level would be different. Because honestly, in any interview you attend, you feel good because you will go with a position of knowledge. You will not shrink because you feel you have knowledge, you have the stamina to hold your ground in most environments, which is awesome. This is what the GRC certification looks like. It's a pretty good certification out there, so take advantage of it. And that's the summary. So let me see some of your question and answers. Write your question and answer, and I will let I will mute Kate to give us some pointers, our experience, and do your magic, Kate. I've unmuted you.
Sure. Hello, everyone. Good evening. I'm Kate Boy, and I came into this program actually knowing nothing. Totally had to unlearn, and it's been tremendous. It's been remarkable. I have experience, another background in IT, been in the industry for over 15 years, but GRC in and of itself has been remarkable. It's a total beast. Of course, I had some reservation coming in, and I thought, oh my God, cybersecurity, do I even know anything about that? But then again, I've done several other courses, up to 3 different courses, RMF, name it. I can't start. AWS. I spent so much money in trainings, and then nothing came. Interviewed several times, nothing came. And 2 interviews that I attended, some of the interviewers said, are you, I think you'll be good for GRC. Have you explored that role? And I left that interview, no one coming back, but this sowed a seed right there. I went ahead and did my research, what GRC is all about, read it, started interviewing again. my second interview, I landed a role, but even though I did my research, I still didn't know what I was going out there to do. And as God will have it, about 3 months ago, someone sent me some information about Skillweed class. So I called Mr. Akimbade right away and said, Akimfewa, sorry, right away and said, listen, this is this, the things I'm looking for. What do you teach? Of course, he talked about needs, he talked about HIPAA, he talked about FedRAMP, SOC, everything that's covered. I was extremely excited. Joined the class. So the reverse was mine. I got my job first before I joined the class, and wow, I tell you, in 1 week, I resumed my work and I knew everything. And of course, with his help, always going back to ask him questions, and he was there providing support for me. And of course, everyone else in the class. So it's a lot of hands-on. It needs a lot of dedication. So you guys, take advantage of this opportunity. And right now, today, I'm extremely happy. I'm a GRC manager heading over 47 departments of 130,000 people and giving them briefs. Yes, you have to do a lot of presentation. You have to put on that jacket. You can put on your fancy dress in it, but put on the jacket, get professional. A lot of presentation involved, but it's pretty easy because if you take this class, you're going to have that knowledge and you do your research. There's also several other things out there, but you have the mentorship. You have a lot of access. And if you do study and learn, trust me, I still run back to class and go back to my Skillweed class and want to, learn a thing or two. But of course, the class is grayed out because I didn't do what I was supposed to do. So please take advantage of the class, learn as much as you can. There's several opportunities out there, and it's not hard. It's not difficult. It's so easy. But of course, you have to deal with people. You have to, as a GRC analyst, you'll be responsible for analyzing documentation, a lot of compliance. And then, there's so much out there. Reporting, presenting, of course, the leadership role, and, risk manager. There's also risk management aspect of it. Incident response, call to order. Yesterday, we had a breach and we had some phishing. Yes, it was all hands on deck. In as much as I was trying to shy away from IR is not my responsibility. Yes, I've been helping you guys. I don't want to do it. I was still called. So you will still be called. Yeah, okay, Kate. Yeah, we know. Thank you for helping teach the new person. And yes, you'll be a teacher. And thank you, Mr. Kingbade, because in as much as I was resistant, I said, I'm going to create a boundary. I'm going to stop doing things just because people ask me to do it. I'm going to want to follow, what is tailored for a GRC manager to do or analyst. But then I don't want to shortchange myself. So that inner part of me that I want to learn will keep yielding. So there's so much aspect of cybersecurity that requires dedication and learning. And I assure you, you're not going to lose your investment. So this is a lifelong investment, and you might branch into other things. You might not end up being a GRC manager, but this knowledge right here encompasses all areas of cybersecurity. I don't want to take everyone's time, so thank you so much for the platform and the opportunity.
Thank you, Kate. Awesome. Thank you. All right, excellent. I appreciate you a lot. I know you put so much work in it. When you hear Kate talk now, it's like natural, but she's a fighter, very dedicated, very focused. I'm proud of what you've done, sis. You're just awesome.
Thank you so much.
Thank you. Can we give a round of applause, guys? We make noise there. Can we just put the icon of applause? Yeah. Something. Excellent. Thank you, Kate. Excellent.
Thank you, everybody.
Let's wrap up with Tiwa. Tiwa, are you on? Let's see. Mr. Tiwa. Okay, let me unmute you. Okay, go ahead, sir.
Good evening, guys. Good evening, everybody.
Good evening, Tiwa.
Good to be here. My name is Tiwa. I'm just here tonight to Encourage you guys one more time. This is a great program to be great value for money. I just want to let you know you will not regret taking this program. Like Kate said, I have also been involved taking many trainings, spent a lot of money, didn't get the value for the monies that I paid, even though I've paid a lot of money doing several trainings, out there. This is the only training that I've had that is cost effective and that I was able to land a job within 1 month. And I say that with every sense of responsibility. I'm proud to be associated with this training with Mr. Akin. He's a great guy, he's a great mentor, he's a great teacher, he's a great leader. I need you all to consider yourself extremely lucky meeting Mr. Akin. This course and the materials that he's going to give you, you cannot put monetary value on it. Because if you are going to do that, you will be paying more than $5,000 for this training. Take advantage of it. I guess he's doing this because he's on a mission to build and to encourage Africans. So to that extent, I'm encouraging you to take advantage of it. There is so much to be learned. There is so much opportunities out there. Like he said, don't overthink it. The people that you're going to be sitting down with, they're the regular people you see out there when you go out to do your groceries. So don't overthink it. It's a leadership role. It's a leadership training. Brace yourselves up for leadership. Like he already said, you'll be doing a lot of meetings, a lot of presentation, but there is no big deal in it. He's going to take you through that rudiment in the training to build you up, to make presentation, to do, you're going to do assignments, you're going to interact with your teammates. There's a lot of interaction. And that is how you build your confidence level. I'm just encouraging you, brace yourself up in the next few weeks that you'll be taking this training and go all out there. Put in your effort. I can assure you when you take this training and you put in your best effort, your effort is going to yield the result. It did for me. It did for Kate. It's going to happen for you. Just stay focused. Keep doing it. Like I said, I landed my first job within a month after I finished this training, and I landed another offer. I've had to, turn down an offer because I didn't want to take two jobs at the same time. And that is to tell you the enormosity of the opportunities that are out there. You have the opportunity even to branch into different segments of GRC. You can become GRC analyst, you can become third-party risk analyst, you can become a privacy analyst, you can become, there's a lot of things that are connected. There are a lot of branches that are connected with this program that you can, start, hunting for job on, and that tells you the wealth of knowledge that you're going to get through this program. So be encouraged, take advantage of it. I wish you all the best, and come back with your testimonies, join the mentorship group, and come back to encourage people as well. Thank you. I wish you luck.
Thank you so much, Mr. Tiwa. Amazing, amazing, amazing job you did. And honestly, guys, I know, these are stories that encourage us. We are not here to tell you that, okay, there's a magic wand, you do a training, you get a job tomorrow. That's nonsense, But more importantly is to say, if in good faith, you put the work, we do our part, good things always happen. That I know, It's not a get-rich scheme. It's work, it's dedication, it's focus, no distraction. I'm telling you, I'm making a case. It's deeper than a master program. I know. I know because I mentored a kid that did his master's in Barcelona. He works in an organization, and his master's was on a small arm of what I'm teaching you, just on the framework of NIST was his master program. And I was the one that reviewed his paper before he submitted it. So I was his mentor internally within my organization, and that was his thesis. He got approval. So put the work, enjoy the ride. I'll challenge your thinking. Treat yourself. Make it something that you would look back and feel good. It was a journey, an experience. Some folks that will join this program, it's amazing profile those guys have. I mean, it's crazy. Some of them are program managers of some huge organization already, and they would be part of the program just to give some additional value and insight. I'm super excited, to be honest, because I will learn from them also a lot. Because if you're a global privacy manager with the likes of Amazon, or the global head for privacy for the likes of Chevron, and you still want to be part of our program, that is amazing. So I just told them, okay, thanks for joining. But when it's time for this section, I'll just sit down and be the student too. So, we empower ourselves with knowledge. That's the way it works here, really. Let me pause if we have additional question. And one thing we do here, we respect time. Let me stop sharing, and we have 2 more minutes to wrap this up. Let's see. The other thing is, like we said, just go ahead. The class kicks off on Saturday. We are ready and ready to empower our team and have fun doing it. Any other questions? Somebody said, blah, blah, blah. Wow. So we answered all your questions. You all are awesome. All right. Let one more favor I need from the group. So we have a YouTube channel. We try to post a lot of information. And the reason we do that is simple, so that all our folks can really take advantage of those information at any point in time. So I'm going to send it to the group right now. If you don't mind, be gracious to just like our page so that we can grow it for everyone in the long term. So I'm going to send that to you right now. Please, if you're on this call, we are a few. Can you be gracious enough, please? I'm going to send it to everybody. Just like us on YouTube, please, if you don't mind. Just let's do that for the next 1 minute, if you don't mind. Once you do it, just give us a thumbs up. Thank you for doing that, everybody. Thank you for doing that. Thumbs up. Thank you. Thank you. Somebody said, is the GRC exam free? For the GRC exam, it has payment. I think it's about 300 and something for the actual exam. So we would help. We would train you, give you all the past questions. I think you would appreciate it. Most people would pass it. Put the time in it. So by the time you're done with the training, you already have GRCP certification, which is excellent. Now it's like a mainstream. When I did it like 3 years ago, it was not as popular as other GRCP certification, but now it is. I've seen a lot of jobs that said GRCP, so it's a mainstream now. Can we work from home? Most of the jobs I've seen, quite honestly, they are work from home. At least I know Kate's work is from home. Tiwa's gigs are from home. Do we need textbooks? Don't worry, guys. You have enough, tons of materials to deal with me. I'm not going to add more for you to go to use textbook again. I think you guys are good. You have enough material to work with, trust me. But it doesn't hurt if you have extra additional resource for yourself, that's fine. As a matter of fact, I'm writing a book on GRC as I speak already. So hopefully you guys will have a GRC book from me then. But for now, I just use it's a lot of materials. We do circulate lectures yet. Now we use LMS system, so all your lectures is on the LMS system. You have access to it even after the program ends for, I think, 30 days or so. But you have solid materials we can download even from our LMS system. So, and it's recorded. We have pre-recorded sessions and live session recorded. So everything will be recorded. Somebody asked tonight, are we recording it? Yes, this session is recorded right now, and I'll send it out after this call. Let me see what else. All right, I think that's all. We want to respect everybody's time. Thank you all. God bless, and please go ahead and register. If you have questions, let me text you. Let me text the group. If you have questions, just info@skillweed.com. You can always send your email there, and I can give you my personal. For my personal, just WhatsApp me. If I don't reply you, don't take it personal. I'll get to it at some point. Just text me on WhatsApp and I would respond accordingly. All right, thank you everybody. God bless and best week ever. We'll talk soon. Bye.